we're back. All good.
They keep saying when the seagulls cry.
Oh, the name drops.
Stop it.
Please stop. When the seagulls cry. Ugh. These jellies are like the important parts. And this layout right here is really hard to do. I don't know why it's not just the same thing every time. Can't really get consistent. It's something that changes like 3 different layouts per stage. Very beginning's always the same. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but sometimes it's really simple, then it's like the rush, man. If only we could diagonally easily. Oh, that guy with the 3. Just make him a different color. Were they that cheap? They couldn't change his color to like black, man? He's like definitely the only one with 3 health. Like at first I thought it was an accident where I just hit the other guys twice with 1 shot. But it's been way too consistent now. You always think you're gonna be sneaky and you forget at the very end that that's the end. Ugh, the stage scroll almost got me there, boys. I think the ones we're missing are difficult. Not that one, obviously, but...
Dude, this layering cackle sound effect. It's too strong.
Too strong for you, man. I thought we missed some more higher up, guess not. Well, we got the perfect, boys. Finally. Another grid style turn-based game looks pretty decent. What's the name, man? I'm not shit for other, but it's alright. We can sell these for other. Oh yeah, I've got that one. Didn't you talk to me about that one already? I have that one on my wish list. Excuse me, I don't actually have it. Not you? Okay. I've heard good things in like one thread, so I haven't heard that much, but I have heard it's decent. I'll be one of those I'd get on a like deep sale, but what's the news on that Advanced Wars clone? Is that shit coming out anytime soon? I remember who it was made by. I thought it was not an unknown indie developer, but maybe I'm wrong. Showed it at E3, the PC game show. That looked cool.
Here's what we got. Poppy, initiate rest mode.
This Ursula shit takes way too long. It's a waste of a slot. It should have ended already. Should have ended at 5. Should have went from 2 to 4 to like 5 or 6. And since each rank takes longer and longer, it's just like No, okay. Well, they're worth playing, man. They should make these like an hour long and make them like 6 times as good, you know? Like having to go through like fucking this menu like 6 times just for one bitch is fucking old. Shut the fuck up.
Just remember to have fun.
Full 20 seconds just to listen to that. Like hours of that throughout the playthrough. Alright. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't know, I've never really just like thought about RPGs and shit as like really unique just because they're grid based, like that's like its own genre or something. But I mean, seem like good games. I played some of those.
Hey, Mia? Do you, mind?
Come on, it's not so bad. You're just so warm. I can't help it.
It's a function of what's known as infrared radiation.
Gramps knows everything.
I'm not your personal heater, you know?
My lady,
Didn't she offer the personal heater thing?
if you desire warmth, why not take some from me? Miss Pyra seems to be in some distress.
No way. Your fur's all stiff and spiky with a cold. It'd be murder on my sensitive skin.
Mid.
But, my lady,
Hey, is it just me, or are the ether lines really dim?
What is meaning of ether lines?
You know, those things. The glowing threads that run inside a titan.
that is the glow of pure ether coursing through the Titan's body. You can compare it to the bloodstream of a human.
You've got good eyes. Genbu has pretty bad circulation compared to other titans. They say it's why we have a cold climate and awful crops.
So it's cold-blooded.
Call it what you like.
Stupid ass dog. Now this one was localized by the European branch of Nintendo. It's like the first Xenoblade Chronicles. It's got a lot more English and European actors. The never-ending fucking mission. I'm about to throw him on a 2-hour mission, man. There you go. You can go on this mission.
Don't worry, we will be back.
Da City. Well, we don't have any rares. We have to kill here until we... There's some rares in another zone we have to kill to come back here to kill some rares, but it's not many. Does it cost too much? Would it be worth getting ever? I just heard it was shit, dude. I mean, I haven't been terribly into the Star Ocean franchise. It seems like most of the installments are mediocre, especially the recent ones. I've never heard a good thing about it. There's been people who've been in here talking about it recently. I don't think it's the cost that bothers people. I'm sure it's got plenty of length if you're after, like, value. I mean... Also, cost and me are a weird thing to connect, since I tend to not buy a lot. But from my experience, from what I've heard, I haven't played it. It's shit. Unless you like ass. The best part I hear about the game is just the witches with the patchwork ass clothing. If you buy a game just for one ass, I mean, go for it, but... Yeah, I've had a few people in here, even yesterday, who were talking about that. Same as Gordian. This seems like shit, man. You're better off going back in time and playing some classics at that point. Unless you just really are invested in Star Ocean.
I can finally play Bloodborne, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
I'll do it, even though I know a lot of it already.
Yeah, it's still fun. I can lend you mine. I
still think it's a flawed game.
What?
I still think it's a flawed game with the fucking blood vial shit.
Oh, I mean, that's like the only thing.
Ray.
And then you could just buy like 1,000 of them when the game gets hard.
Ray.
By far the best Souls game though.
Raid.
and I'll not hear anything else.
It's not a Souls game.
Souls like.
Bloodborne.
Kill yourself.
Soulsborne. It's the best Soulsborne.
Oh, okay. I have to hear this shit the entire playthrough. I'm gonna fucking read.
I wouldn't even play it for a while.
Yeah.
Play fucking Umineki.
Muneki.
Umineki.
On Demon Souls, it was OP. Because you could just heal as much as you want. And Bloodborne is just like a grind. Which I can understand why people wouldn't like it. And it's only a grind at the beginning, and then you just buy them. People just don't want to buy them. But really, it's not that bad when you...
Nicely done. Here's what we got.
Poppy, initiate rest mode.
Once you start sacrificing the souls you get during the grind to buy more, it's like, whatever.
Really loving how nobody is fucking questioning where Kenzo is.
Hmm.
Nice. Well done, you.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good on the surface hop, but I've not heard a single good thing about it outside the ass. So I don't know, man. I mean, if you're just gonna play it anyway, it's no point in asking about it. But that's what I know.
Everyone's counting on me. I gotta step it up. I won't let you down.
Oh yeah, I had some news articles up on my phone. I thought were interesting. I thought were interesting. Let's go with it, please. I read that there's like a GOG Connect. Have you guys ever heard of that? Where like you can connect apparently like some of your Steam purchases and you get them on GOG. Apparently you can do that with the Telltale shit. Wonder how that works if they make a deal with the developer. Oh, yeah, I mean, there's probably other games too. That's recent additions. Probably GOG just trying to up there. And that's the biggest problem, I feel like, is that, one, GOG doesn't have as much shit. Two, everybody already has all their shit on Steam, and I hear that argument all the time. Like, why would you go to GOG? I mean, I just use both, but like, you know, as your primary, like if they both have the same sales, which would you buy for it? I buy it on Steam. Certain games in waves, so with the Connect. Okay.
They're going to the chapel to check on the corpses and get a key from Natsuhi. I wonder if they're even gonna be fucking there anymore.
Yo, Psychonauts 2 got delayed to 2019. God bless.
Wow. I don't care.
Schaeferman.
Tim, play it, Schaefer.
Hey, Pandoria. Zeke's a rather unlucky guy, is he not? Isn't it difficult being his partner?
Oh, yes. That prince of mine. He's unlucky like you wouldn't believe. If there was an all-rest unluckiness championship, he'd win every time.
From the incidents I've witnessed alone, he's already been chased by rolling rocks.
Oh, dude, I'll be able to play Death Stranding too, I guess.
Oh boy.
He even fell into the Cloud Sea once, as I recall.
Maybe it'll be good.
Maybe. I reserve judgment until gameplay.
You ain't seen the half of it. When he's walking in the harbor, he's always getting bitten or smacked around the face by the Titan ships. Oh, this one time, he got caught in a blizzard, took shelter in a cave, and wound up surrounded by 100 Ignas. I could keep going for hours.
Well, I don't quite know how to react. Frankly, I'm impressed you're both still alive.
Yes, congratulations on surviving. Or should I say, my condolences.
Too far, Bridget. Too far. Still, I gotta admit, keeping an eye on my prince is a full-time job. You should try it yourself sometime. He drives me crazy.
But you love him all the same, yes?
Love? Where the hell you pulled that one out of?
Ah, yes. I see.
Hey,
You
man.
pretend
Metal
to
Gear Solid
dislike
3
me while secretly harboring feelings.
might have been Game of the Year.
I don't think that's what he meant.
That's what I meant.
Alright. Saying that he's got a good track record, but he doesn't think Death Stranding will be Game of the Year. Game of the Millennium. Jesus!
Maybe it's time you should be more honest with yourself.
Oh, for the... You've got to be kidding me. You couldn't be more wrong.
Well, not a bad game, is pretty objective, but most of his shit's at least decent, for sure, I guess.
There's no need to be shocked.
I still gotta play Zone of the Enders, but... What has he done outside of like Zone of the Enders, Metal Gear, Snatcher, Police Knots? I'm sure there's a few others.
As a fellow Blade, I'll be happy to keep this just between us.
Dude,
Quite so.
Yakuza is
We will
not
keep.
Game of the Year material.
Zero was.
0 is really good, but not
Your
like
little secret
flawless.
from your
I'm trying to tell you. It's not like that.
Oh, you're so cute when you get embarrassed.
And the only reason that
Hey!
indie games
Stop that.
are like even
Don't
being
you give me
considered
that-
in such high
Curse
regard
you.
these days is because there are so many of them. Like, there's a lot of indie games, and a lot of them are shit. But the more that people roll out, the more likely it is that better ones will exist within that pool. Like Hollow Knight, Cuphead, stuff like that.
I'm just glad the platform exists. It'd be a drag if it was all AAA shit.
Right.
I mean, you definitely have to wade through stuff a lot harder on indie games. A lot of stuff falls through the cracks. I mean, he was part of Lords of Shadow, like... What was he? I mean, what did he, like, fucking, like, breathe on somebody? Like... I like Lords of Shadow, though, so... A lot of people would say that means that's a bad Kojima game, but... I like Lords of Shadow, so it doesn't really count for me. Boktai... Penguin Adventure. How many games he just fully developed? Like, that's all him and his team, not like, you know, he had cheeseburgers with somebody or something. I guess we wouldn't know. They're not gonna like go into detail. I mean, wasn't he arguing that since there's more and more games coming out in the indie scene, that means there's also more good games? I don't think he was...
The overall quality of
fighting you.
games is not increasing. I mean, with technology, the games become less tedious over time. That's just kind of a given. But overall, the quality is not too different from how it was in the past few years. The only difference is that now there are more games being made because it's a big business. Like,
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
it's not that games overall are getting better, it's that overall there are more games. So just by rolling the dice, you're gonna get higher quality games more frequently if you have more games coming out.
Like 10% of 10
10%
games is one
of
good
10 is
game,
one,
and then 10% of
100 is 10.
Yeah. Go to I fell, and it's your fault.
I know. It's a very long fall.
It was very long.
proceed with caution this time.
I still need to play the original Metal Gears. Maybe I'll do that before Death Stranding plays entire thing. I've always had a funky opinion on Kojima, so...
Yeah, Metal Gear 1 and 2, you mean?
Yeah.
Argument is about number of quality games in the year. That's what I'm saying.
How's it relevant? He's just talking about it. what are you arguing, man?
Are we saying, are we like...
He's just saying why, not
sure,
arguing it.
I'm pretty sure that you're making the argument that overall the quality of each individual game is increasing, which I would say is not really true. There's still a lot of shit games, and on average they're pretty much the same as they have been.
I'm happy to support you if need be.
The only thing that's really changing is that the line between like serious AAA games and indie games is getting blurred in some cases, like
with Hellblade and shit.
A little bit with Hellblade, but also with like Kickstarter.
Oh yeah. You can fund directly what you want instead of having to have a publisher do it.
But even then, a lot of Kickstarters suck shit.
Yeah, it's a new frontier for sure.
Quality games compete against Death Stranding. What's the competition? What games compete with Death Stranding? From both an indie standpoint and traditional developer model.
This year, Red Dead's coming out. If we're just talking about Game of the Year.
I don't think that we even know how Death Stranding plays yet. So I'm not sure how you can make this argument. There's like no gameplay. It's only been cutscenes.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding my argument. Metal Gear Solid 4 is alright, man. I mean, it's a cool movie, but there's some pretty piss-poor stealth gameplay. I mean, not piss-poor, but I wasn't terribly impressed with the stealth gameplay. But it's not a bad game. I mean, it was fun.
He said potentially Game of the Year.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Well, I mean, if this year is going to be anything, well, if next year's going to be anything like this year, then I mean, it's definitely a lot of good stuff. This year had a lot more good shit than any years before it. I mean, any recent years before it. I mean, hopefully it's the same thing. And then I guess it'd have a lot of competition, for sure.
Nintendo's carrying the entire year.
Hyperbolic BS, to be fair. I exaggerate myself a bit. Nintendo's got some good stuff next year. One good thing, at least. Metroid Prime 4 is all I care.
I'm hoping Prime 4 is in 2018.
Oh, God.
PS4 had better exclusives than Nintendo.
Like this year?
Boy.
What exclusives this year did like Sony have that were like... I mean, I guess they had more exclusives. I'd argue the quality sometimes, man.
What exclusives, like pure exclusives, not on any other platform, does PS4 have?
This year?
Furthermore, why is it a Sony versus Nintendo thing when those are two very different audiences?
Yeah. Why do we have to even make it a fucking competition?
Between, like, Nintendo does not compete with other like game companies. They don't. They have their own thing that they do. The competition is between PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And the line between Xbox One and PC is getting pretty blurred.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real, who's gonna make an exclusive on Xbox anymore? Like, if you're not gonna put it out on the Switch, which is really hard to even put out because the specs are shitty, like, I mean, you're gonna put it on PS4. I don't see why that's even, like, who cares? Like, it's the only place you can go if you want to make a certain kind of game. The Switch lineup's usually just something like totally different. Like a lot of the ports have been like shitty. Other than the Doom one, not even like that good. Like you got like a Skyrim port. Like it reminds me of like the Wii U ports and shit. Like they're just kind of like whatever. Like nobody cares. They're both doing good as a system, and they both have good games. It's like, whatever. Yeah, I can't remember Bayonetta 3. Delayed like 1 year compared to the gaming industry. So comfy. I mean, I definitely wouldn't lie that Sony surely has like the most exclusives and maybe have an overall higher quality, but I feel like a lot of the individual Nintendo ones are really good this year.
Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, Persona 5. Persona 5 is on PS3. Gundam Versus, Crash Bandicoot, Trilogy, Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5. Are we really using Kingdom Hearts? Like, come on now. That's been out for a long time.
If you're gonna say like a Kingdom Hearts remaster port of like collection is better than like Zelda and Mario and Splatoon is like different. Ridiculous.
Crash Bandicoot is fine and different, but Kingdom Hearts is not. Zelda's on Wii U. Literally, who was talking about Zelda? I asked you what was on PS4.
Well, you compared P5 and it was on PS3.
Okay, I didn't bring up Zelda.
That was his counterexample, man.
Digimon World. Isn't Digimon World Next Order on Vita?
I don't know. Aren't you arguing for like better exclusives, like quality? You put like Knack 2 on there? Like, don't put Knack 2 on there if you're gonna talk about quality, man. Put the shit that's good, not the amount. There's no question that they have more exclusives. Who gives a fuck?
You just said Uncharted was a mediocre series. In there.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying there's...
Can you consider racing sims, like driving sims, quality? Gran Turismo?
For the audience, they're good. The Gran Turismo is a good racing sim. I'll take your word on that, man. Unless I haven't played it.
I know quite a bit.
Oh, and the fuck? Oh, great.
Can I stir up some wind?
I just feel like Nintendo brought out a lot of games that we don't see as much of, and brought some innovative shit to the table. Like I think Splatoon's like really different third-person shooter. I really like it. I mean, Zelda was really did some really cool things for exploration and open world shit, and Mario like bringing back platformers a little bit. I mean, who knows if we'll bring it back, but shows that there still can be good 3D platformers. Don't fucking quote like Hat in Time or some shit. I mean, I guess the Crash Bandicoot thing, I guess it's been an okay year for 3D platformers, but like a new IP, like, not IP, but new game, sorry, IP's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that Crash Bandicoot trilogy, it sold well for sure, but it's just the same games, and they've been updated in a way that actually fucks the physics. Which is a legitimate complaint, like, those games play kind of awkwardly on the remaster because of what they did.
They're definitely good showings this year. I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, this company did way better this year on exclusives or not. Sony definitely has more, but I thought Nintendo had some important ones. Surprised you didn't put Horizon on there. That's the one most people would consider important Sony exclusive. Did you? I'm just blind?
No, he didn't. There's Horizon, yeah, I'd say.
We got back. Somehow.
I hope you will be the bearer of good news.
I can't wait for the P5 definitive version on Vita, by the way. It's gonna be fun.
Vita's love, Vita's life.
Everyone's counting on me. I gotta step it up.
Watch your mouth. No problem. No problem.
We are Ursula's new groove, and we'll do what we can. Yes, I'll pour my heart and soul into it.
Have fun, chaps.
No. I'm not like saying Nintendo is perfect and being a blind drone. I'm not the kind of person who is like, oh well, Nintendo only lost in Wii U because they're a different market. No, listen, I'm not doing this whole like console warrior thing. I'm not having a part in that. What I'm saying is that Nintendo does its own thing and doesn't port their shit to any other system. So they don't have competition. They have their own systems, and people will buy those and use those. As opposed to the rest of the gaming market, which people will buy one of those three systems, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, PC, I'm sorry, and use one of those. Like, you're not going to have a ton of overlap. Like, you're usually not going to have people who buy both a PS4 and an Xbox One. That doesn't really happen. I mean, a PS4 and a PC, maybe. Xbox One and PC, probably not. There's a lot more overlap. That's what I'm saying. Nintendo has exclusives that do not leave Nintendo. They don't compete. There is a little bit of crossover and stuff like Rocket League, and I guess now Doom and Skyrim, but those are not like system sellers. Those are just there. Like, look at me, dude. I've got a functional gaming PC, not like top of the line. I've got a Switch, a PS4, a Vita, a 3DS. I can play pretty much anything I want. And there's not really any overlap in the Nintendo versus Sony / PC part. PS4 has plenty of exclusives that don't leave. It has some, for sure, but recently a lot of them have been like remasters. Like, there's definitely some. I'm not saying there aren't any. A lot of stuff on PS4 ends up on PC, though.
I get people in here all the time who say they buy Nintendo systems for like Nintendo games. I mean, you don't hear that as much with the other thing. It definitely has a culture around it, based on like the first party games they put out and exclusives.
Yeah, like how many people can you say honestly get Sony systems for Sony games? They don't. They get them for the general games, like the overall thing, like the multiplats.
I mean, even if people do get them for the Sony games, there's no way it's as much as Nintendo shit. I've never heard anybody just be like, oh yeah, you know, the Sony games, here we go, baby. It's like always like Nintendo, like all the Marios and the Zeldas and all that. It's like some people, yeah, they're like get Bloodborne, they're gonna get like Horizon or something, but I don't know. I don't hear. You hear it a lot more with Nintendo, and not as like a fanboy thing. That's just what happens. That's what you hear. See, I figured you're gonna come up with that counter example. I was trying to say fucking what I said. Oh, you just hear it more.
Dude, if you 100% get PlayStation for Yakuza, okay, but you are not a common case by any means, if that's true.
And that's all I was arguing, is that on average a lot of people get Nintendo shit because they want the shit that Nintendo dishes out. They're like good games, good exclusives and shit. I don't think there's like I mean there's a good library on the PS. I mean, all the Sony shit for sure, but I don't think there's like these singular Sony titles. I think you've plugged Yakuza enough for us to know how much you like him. And you don't have to doubt that. I don't know. I just don't really get into the console war shit, man. Hard for me to even really like argue about it. I have to be like digging deep into something I don't really care about. It's hard to really just sit here and like think up shit.
I just get really annoyed when people try and like say Nintendo is competing with Sony in any way. They're not.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
Anticipating Ni no Kuni too.
Hopefully that's good, man.
KD. Smoke this boy.
Oh shit! I gotta smoke you, Hop. Ni no Kuni got delayed, man. Look forward to it at the end of March. Maybe.
Oh, no, I meant smoke him because Ni no Kuni.
Oh, Ni no Kuni 1 was also kind of underwhelming, but that doesn't mean Ni no Kuni 2 might be. I was gonna smoke you on the other shit. I thought that you were talking about Ni no Kuni. Yakuza was coming out in 3 days, and then like Ni no Kuni was coming out after that. Does Yakuza come out? Does that count the delay? I don't know when Yakuza 6 comes out because I'm not gonna play till whatchamacallit. Kiwami 2. Yeah, I don't know. I hope Ni no Kuni 2 is better than the first one. Visually it was cool. And the Joe Hisaishi music or whatever, I finally remembered his name, was decent, but... Oh, I got pushed back too. This part of Ni no Kuni 1 was the combat? Yeah, I heard the DS version, the original, was a lot better.
Turn-based.
No.
Tails combat?
I'm more excited for 2 than 1, but we'll see.
I don't know about Tails combat, dude. Berseria was like the most polished it's been, and it was still kind of like button mash.
Berseria just did a really bad job of conveying all the systems of the game.
God, you were getting tutorials about fucking elemental resistances and what the status they did, and how like the impacted percentage damage done on specific attacks, and I'm just like, dude, what
I just felt like the combat wasn't focused enough. It just didn't like... There was a bunch of systems just thrown against the wall, and not a whole lot of... Like, this game, there's a lot of systems, but they all kind of have, like, a progression, and they all make sense, and interact with each other, but, like, Berseria just, like, you know...
Dude,
there's all these different things that happen at once, and you're just, like... And you never get to hear about them again. They don't... You don't, like, interact with them. You don't visually see what you're doing. It just... You have to know.
Berseria had a huge problem, because it actually limited your attacks with that little crystal system. It was stupid.
That was boring, because if you ever got fucked,
like,
that was...
Yeah, you couldn't chain together a bunch of shit. You couldn't, like, set up combos or anything. You couldn't have fun and just let loose. It was just, like, constantly, no, you have to hang on a second before you attack here.
It's one of those games on harder difficulties, bosses, like, just, like, auto-guarded or something, and you would lose stars, and you just couldn't fight. It seemed like where a harder difficulty thing just was, like, not fun. Like, you had to, like, stop playing the game, it seemed like.
It has RTS gameplay. Well, that kills all my interest right there. Any RTS shit is bad unless it's Pikmin.
I'm fine with RTS shit. We'll see what it's like. I mean, I'm glad they're delaying it if it's gonna help the game. Leaves me more time to play Monster Hunter World. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like Nintendo competes a little bit, but it's hardly like an Xbox, PlayStation thing. They have a very separate culture and audience with a little bit of overlap, and it's like you can compare them, but like only babies still like just buy one system and only care about the one system and fight the others.
That's what you get for daring to say that shit.
What? You purged them? Battle of Middle-earth is the best game series of all time.
Hop on the Hype has been banned. Reason being wrong.
Well, I haven't played the Battle for Middle-earth games. I can't speak, but you're the only one I've ever heard say that. You're right. I can't argue it.
I don't have my purge button anymore, so I ban it.
Oh, that's fine.
It's okay.
No, I didn't. I knew you wouldn't ban him. I saw the unban.
I would though.
You would do it if you had a good reason. I trust your bans. And your fake bans.
Bun. Sleep tight, banner.
Oh my. This is the very picture of the ancient civilizations I've read about.
It's a pretty classic look. You know the old land of Torna? They had a proud and noble civilization, rivaled only by Judicium at the time. But, whereas Judicium were the masters of biological arts, Tornans knew all there was to know about engineering. The proud blood of Torna runs in the veins of us Tantalese.
As there are people to pass it on to, civilization will endure. Knowledge is inherited, much like life itself.
Nice quote. You should write that down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's not that simple, though.
Huh?
You'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I know what Battle for Middle-earth is. Oh, you're going into detail, okay. I mean, I've never heard anything bad about them. I just never heard anybody say it's their favorite series, but that might be more to the because of how many people played it than anything. And interest in RTS nowadays is severely lacking. Since that's lacking, you're not going to hear about it talked about as much because less people are playing them.
Can I stir up some wind?
That's cool though.
Treasure acquired.
God, there's nothing. What the hell?
That's life, baby.
Nothing, man. That's the meaning of life.
I can't fucking believe Umineko made this Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference.
That was pretty good. I forgot about it until you talked about it.
I was just like, what the fuck? Is this real?
Only EA game that ever mattered. Strong words.
Fuck you, dude. Dead Space and Mirror's Edge are good.
Very ignorant words, but I know you feel strongly and we tend to exaggerate. And I agree that EA is shit, but fucking Christ, man. No game EA's ever touched is good. Yeah, that sucks that they can't put it anywhere else. To emulation or something, I don't know.
Whoa, that's a pretty lively market.
It's the black market.
This is a fact. Wow.
Tantal is
Laying down the
subcommon.
gauntlet.
There's precious little in the way of local produce to sell.
Produce.
Just look. All the regular shops are shuttered.
You're right. They're mostly empty.
Instead, folks pay ungodly prices for produce that's been smuggled in from other nations. And since it's the only thing keeping people from actually starving, the bigwigs just turn a blind eye.
So most of the agricultural production is wasted just surviving, and the country grows weak.
I should do something else, Jesus.
So even the wisdom of a proud ancient civilization cannot solve all problems.
Ancient civilization sounds good and all, but basically, this place is a giant museum with no tourists. That's not going to feed anyone.
Well, they're definitely making an argument to go find the old Elysium ship. Was it Mass Effect EA? When they published that? BioWare? Give me a fucking answer, Gato. I mean, I haven't played Dragon Age, but those are supposed to be decent. A couple of them are. Trading route. Ugh. Why can't they just give me all these deeds immediately? Well, I don't know why they have to like trickle these in. Trickle. Big hot load my ass. I want your veggies, dude. Jesus, they're expansive. Well, Mass Effect 2 and 3 are decent, man, as well. Say what you want about the ending, the main campaign for 3 wasn't bad. And 2's the best one. I haven't played Origins yet. Inquisition seemed aight. Never cared enough to play it. Oh, that was a weird year when that got Game of the Year. A lot of places. I just had like no interest in it. Well, these guys just pull from a bunch of different areas. I figured that would happen. That's why I tried to keep as much as I could. Probably just buy development in this fucking zone, man.
But will you hear it? All friends return safely.
Oh, the Fist of the North Star game is supposed to come out this year. Or, you know, next year. Cyberpunk will be cool, but too bad it'll be a while. I hope it's cool. Can be cool. Well, we've already destroyed 3 of these, just gotta go destroy the water one. And we'll see, man. Hopefully we get all that. Yeah, I know what Ishin is. Hopefully we get all of them. I enjoy Yakuza, so why not? Why not? Yeah, man, I mean, it's good they moved on from the old stuff. Not that it's bad, but it's definitely needing the extra upgrades, no doubt.